Okay, just another quick review of how to do this equivalent fraction type problems that we had on homework, just to make sure we're following the process. The first thing I have to do is find the fraction that has all of its parts. So I see that 2/3 has everything it needs, but 8 over something is missing a part. So I need to figure out the pattern. My second step is, what's the pattern to go from the numbers I do have? So I notice that I can go from a 2, I always want to start with a small number, into the big number. I go this way, 2 to 8. What I'm really thinking is 2 times what number equals 8. When I find that number, I have my pattern. I know that 2 times 4 equals 8. So I want to do the same thing on the bottom to follow that same pattern. So I'm going to use 3 times 4 because that's my pattern, and that will tell me my missing number is 12. So I would fill in a 12. That one's pretty standard like we've been doing. But let's try one that looks a little different. Again, I want to find the piece that's completely filled out. So I have my 4/10. It has everything it needs. Then I want to find the pieces I have that's the small number. This time I'm working from the 5 to the 10. So my pattern is on the bottom this time. Before it was on the top. But I'm still going left to right. Small numbers on the left, big numbers on the right. So 5 times what number equals 10? I know that 5 times 2 equals 10, so that means I'm multiplying by 2. So now I'm thinking, what number times 2 equals the 4 that I have? And I know that that has to be a 2 also, so now I know I should fill in my fraction with 2/5. Be careful, I'm not doing 4 times 2 to get the answer. I'm doing what number times 2 equals the 4 I already have. Before I was trying to get to the number because it was missing. But here I already had the number. I was trying to find out what I started with. So always following that same pattern. That left to right here, so I'm going to go left to right here. Something times 2 equals 4. That means it has to be a 2. Let's try one more example. First step, here's my fraction that's complete. Second step is to find the pattern, but this time the big number's on the left and the small number's on the right. So I'm not going left to right. I'm always going to start with that small number. I'm going from 3 to 15. So I'm thinking 3 times some number equals 15. Again, be careful. I'm not doing 15 times 3. I'm trying to find out what times 3 gets me to my big number. And I know that that's 5. So 3 times 5 equals 15. That tells me my pattern. Going this direction, I'm multiplying by 5. 3 times 5 is 15. So again, if I do that upstairs on the fraction in the numerator, what number, I don't know yet, but I do know the pattern, I'm multiplying by 5, will get me to a 10. And I know that 2 times 5 is 10. So that means my equivalent number has to be a 2 here. 2/3 is the same as 10/5. To check my work, if I multiply both of these by 5, I should get back to my same numbers I started with. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. I can do that on all of my problems to check it to make sure I did the right